You can feel it, can't you? That shift in the air. The tension that used to hang heavy, it's changing. The whispers are turning into roars. The silence that once swallowed your presence is cracking wide open. Rooms that used to ignore your name are suddenly filled with it. People are starting to notice. They are waking up, and they are realizing that you're the real deal. Not a phase, not hype, not a lucky break. You're the one who stayed rooted, stayed driven, stayed locked in while the world was distracted. For so long, they ignored you, overlooked you like you didn't matter, dismissed your vision as fantasy. They questioned your methods, rolled their eyes at your ideas, and smiled to your face while placing quiet bets on your downfall. But time doesn't lie, and time is a way of peeling back the curtain. And right now, that truth is screaming in every hallway. You knew what was coming all along. They didn't see it back then. You were speaking things into existence while they were stuck in the moment. You moved differently. While they bragged, you built. While they scrolled, you studied. While they chased trends, you chased mastery. You sharpened your skills in silence. You sacrificed comfort. You tuned out the noise and locked in on the work. You stayed grounded when others chased empty applause. You took your time. You planted seeds when everyone else wanted overnight success. And now, the harvest is too massive to deny. This isn't luck. This isn't random. This isn't coincidence. This is consistency compounded. This is focus turning into elevation. This is every long night, every overlooked hour, every lonely decision, finally showing its face in public. And it's messing with them. People are looking around, confused. They are wondering how you did this, how you got so far without making noise, how you stayed quiet and still ended up ahead of the ones who were shouting from the rooftops. But if they are honest with themselves, they already know the answer. You've been focused, obsessed, relentless. You were building a future while they were busy performing for the present. And now, the results are speaking, loudly, and the volume, uncomfortable. Here's the real twist. Someone switching sides. Yeah, one of them. Maybe more. People who once looked at you sideways are suddenly looking up. People who once talked behind your back are now quoting your words. People who once swore they'd never associate with you, now they're watching, admiring, rethinking every judgment they made. Why? Because results talk. Because authenticity stands tall. Because real recognizes real. Eventually, you've stirred the waters. You've rattled the comfort zone. You've forced people to reevaluate what they thought they knew. And now, some of them are seeing the truth they tried to deny. You're not just in the game. You're becoming the standard. The same people who doubted you are now slowly shifting their stance. They are liking your posts. They are watching your stories. They are repeating your words like they always believed in you. It's surreal, but it's happening. And it's only the beginning. Because if this is the wake-up call, just wait until they see what's next. The shift is undeniable now. The energy is different. You're walking into rooms you once dreamed of, not just as a guest, but as a reason they are paying attention. The spotlight doesn't feel foreign anymore. It feels earned. And that old energy, that doubting, eye-rolling, fake-smiling energy, that's crumbling. Slowly, loudly, publicly. They feel it, and they can't hide it. You see it in their eyes, that hesitation, that pause before they speak your name, that quiet respect they can't quite verbalize yet, that awkward moment when they realize you become exactly what they said you couldn't. Not only did you refuse to fail, you redefined the playing field. And now, they are watching from the sidelines as the game changes. And you didn't just survive. You elevated. You built this brick by brick while they waited for shortcuts, for trends to ride, for someone else to make the path easier. But you laid the foundation in silence, poured concrete in the dark, and built a fortress where they expected you to fold. You earned what you have. And now, someone's making moves behind the scenes. Quiet moves, careful shifts. You can feel the tension. Someone who always played the fence, always neutral, always unsure, they're leaning in now. They are switching sides, not just because you're winning, but because they finally believe. Not in the hype, in the substance. They've watched enough. They've listened closely. They've seen how you carry yourself when no one's watching, and they're realizing you were right. They used to call it luck. Now they call it strategy. They used to say it was a phase. Now they say it was vision. Funny, isn't it? How the same mouths that whispered doubt are now echoing praise. How the same hands at closed doors are now offering handshakes. How humility tastes different when it's flavored with truth. But here's the thing, you don't need their validation. Never did. This was never about proving them wrong. It was always about proving yourself right. About becoming the version of you that only you saw when no one else did. That's what stings the most. You weren't chasing clout. You weren't faking it for clicks or followers. You weren't mimicking the masses. You set your own frequency. And now, the whole room is trying to catch your signal. And that someone switching sides, they're not alone. They are just the first to admit what others are too proud to say out loud. That you're the leader now. That you have clarity. That you've been moving with intention while everyone else wondered. They see someone who doesn't crack under pressure, but builds diamonds in it. Someone who doesn't get louder when the spotlight hits, but steadier, sharper, more focused. And the most powerful part? You're not bitter. You're not vengeful. You're not counting scores or keeping receipts. You're ready. You welcome the shift. Because real ones, they don't gloat. They don't boast. They build again and again and again. Because a real win was never being accepted. It was being undeniable. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them cross over when they're ready. You'll be here, still rising, still focused, still building what they said wasn't possible. Here's where the pressure builds. But you're built for this. This is the part most people fumble. The spotlight gets hot. The chatter gets loud. The whispers start circling faster than truth. Because once people start switching sides, the world gets real noisy. The rumors fly. The questions grow. The attention shifts. Everyone suddenly wants to know, what's next? What's your move? But you don't flinch. You don't fumble. You don't get swept up in their urgency. Because the blueprint is already written. You've been 3 steps ahead. You've already mapped this out in silence. So now, while they speculate, you execute. You're not reacting anymore. You're directing. This isn't guesswork. This is groundwork. This is muscle memory meeting divine timing. And now, people are starting to show up differently around you. The energy has shifted. The tone in their voice has changed. They are watching their words a little closer, shaking your hand a little firmer. You can feel it, the unspoken respect creeping in. They are trying to read the room, but you are the room. They are trying to decode your next move, but you are the strategy. You don't explain anymore, you demonstrate. No need to justify. No need to defend. You let results speak. Loud, clear, undeniable. And that one person, the one who switched sides, they're not hiding it anymore. They are loud with it now. They're reposting your wins, quoting your words, telling others, I told you they were next up, even though they once left you on read. But here's the twist. You're not bitter. You're not petty. Because you don't need revenge. You're too focused on legacy. The same one who kept you at a distance is now putting others on notice, telling them to make space at the table. Because you bring impact, you bring momentum, and you bring proof. You're no longer just on their radar. You're part of their strategy now. And let's keep it honest, not everyone's celebrating. Some are uncomfortable. Some are annoyed. Some are quietly threatened by the way you're moving. But that's okay. That comes with growth. Because when you level up, it exposes everyone who's still pretending. Here's the difference, though. You don't shrink to make others feel safe. You don't dilute your value to fit their comfort. You expand. You lead. You own it. Because when the real shows up, the fake either adapts or disappears. And now, the conversations are changing. Your name is in rooms you've never stepped in. Yet, People are quoting your words, dissecting your moves, screenshotting your process. They're not just watching anymore. They're learning. They're trying to catch up to a standard you set. You've gone from outsider to blueprint, from underestimated to essential. You're living proof that the ones they overlook become the ones they can't ignore. And this is just a presence. The real proof is yet to come. This isn't the end. It's the ignition. What you're witnessing right now. It's just the surface of what's coming, the calm before the next wave. You're not just up. You're rising. And not because you played their game better, but because you had the courage to rewrite the rules entirely. You chose the long road, the lonely road, the road with no applause, until the echoes started catching up. Every sleepless night, every sacrifice that no one saw, every idea that got laughed at before it got respected, that's what brought you here, to this season, to this clarity, to this level of recognition that can't be faked, borrowed, or bought. They know you're the real deal now. They see the shift. They feel the difference when you walk in. The way you carry yourself isn't loud, but it's undeniable. The calm in your voice, the sharpness in your choices, the way you move with discipline, not just raw ambition. You don't chase attention. Your work commands it, because now your actions are too loud to ignore. And your results? They echo. And those who are switching sides, they are just the first dominoes. They were watching quietly, waiting for proof, and now that proof is everywhere. Not because you beg for followers, but because truth attracts truth. Real attracts real. Let them switch. Let them watch. Let them whisper. Because while they study your steps, you're already planning your next leap. You've got more ground to break, more minds to wake, more momentum to build. This isn't a lucky moment. It's a trajectory, and it's climbing fast. And through it all, you're not getting gassed. You're not changing character. You're not losing yourself in the spotlight. You stay grounded because your roots run deep. You stay hungry because the mission isn't done. You stay true because you didn't build this on hype. You built it on truth, effort, and vision. Because this right here, this is what it looks like when preparation meets purpose, when silence meets strategy, when fire meets focus, when someone becomes unshakable. Keep rising. Don't slow down now. They're watching. They're learning. They're adjusting their tone. Because now, they know you're not just part of the conversation. You are the conversation. And it's only just begun.